Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. No, don't you do it. No! Ah! Dobo's asleep in the other room. We're supposed to be going snowboarding and flying FPV this morning, so I gotta wake him up so we can get out of here. Shh. Morning.
Let's go, man.
Let's go.
It's
Time to go. We got a lot of stuff to do.
Oh, I'm in the shower. Let's just do it.
Whoa! 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 What the heck? Dude, there's black ice! As soon as the camera's on, this guy hams it up really good.
That was not him. You saw me almost slip.
I'm gonna go check. There's black ice over there.
There's black ice, dude.
There's no black ice.
Put your foot right over here.
Okay, that's slippery.
Yeah, that's slippery.
All right, he wasn't hamming it up. He almost slipped and busted his ass. We're going to Loveland Pass. You've probably seen this area a lot of times in my videos before. This is Loveland Pass. And of course, I had to bring Ken here. And we met my buddy Tom. And we're gonna just blast because there's fresh snow. Ken's not really comfortable with the temperature. It's a little cold today, huh, Ken?
Well, yeah, dude. Dude, I'm from Florida.
So I wasn't thinking, and I didn't give Ken the proper boots to wear. So we're gonna get a quick flight, go back to the house, and then come back up here and get him all suited up so he'll be warm, cushy, and nice. And finally, test number 2. The first one was a complete failure. Seems to be okay, but we have the Dobo having to sit in the car to avoid winds. This is a case of not being properly prepared. So we're gonna go to the house, completely re-suit up, and we'll be back in just a second. Oh, it's here. Look, look. This is it. This is it. This is what I've been talking about. I'll make a separate video later, but I designed a snowboard. I designed a snowboard. This is the Leviathan by Gilson, and Ken is gonna get to see me. Oh, are you gonna get out of here, man? Come on! I designed the graphics for this board. Oh, I'm so excited right now. I've been waiting like weeks for this to come in. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my God! Oh! That looks so good. Oh! Jesus.
Dude, that does.
Oh my God, they did a great job. It looks so good.
So these designs are for sale now?
Yeah, you can buy this. You can buy this
Dude, it
board.
looks so clean.
Oh my God, look at my name, it's right there. Boom. We are switching the bindings over
out
today. This is
Looks
happening.
very nice, dude.
This is gonna eat the snow. Nom 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 nom. Nom nom nom.
Album.
Your board is really cool though, I'm proud of
So
you.
second. Maiden run with the new board, Loveland Pass. Hopefully we don't get any big rock gouges. Ken is way over there, flying his FPV drone, which you can see it right there. He's got the DJI FPV. He's gonna track us as we go down this. Tom has the Skydio too. So I'm a little curious, which drone's gonna give us better footage? Woo-hoo. Whoa! Woo! fast. Let's see how it held up. Turn off the battery. Take the battery out for a minute. Bet you anything, once this dries up, it will be absolutely fine. Found me a drone! I know in this video I've got footage from an FPV drone, I have footage from the Skydio, and I have footage from the GoPro 9, and I have footage from the GoPro Max, and it's just all over the place, and hopefully I remember to put little icons there so you know what the hell you were watching through this whole video. I was snowboarding down this way, and Dobo was following me with his DJI FPV drone, and he can finally vouch I'm not crazy. It is actually really hard to tell how close you are to the snow.
It is difficult. It's very difficult because everything's white and it's so bright. It's very bright. It's like you're absolutely blinded by the snow. I never experienced anything like this before, ever. It's pretty crazy.
You guys ready?
Let's step back for a second and talk about these 3 different cameras. Each one provides a very different way to film yourself doing an activity, whether that be an action sport or just lazing around by the pool. In this case, we're talking about filming yourself in an activity like snowboarding. Something that would normally be used with a pole, a selfie pole or an extended stick that you could stick out to film yourself or somebody that was doing the activity with you. Typically you see people using GoPros, Osmo Actions, and other various 360 style cameras to capture this kind of content. But in today's video, we're not only talking about those standard type cameras, but we introduced the Skydio 2 as well as the DJI FPV drone to see which one actually did a better job tracking and gave a cooler end result. In this video, the camera I was using for all the action stuff that was a GoPro style camera was a GoPro Max, which is a 360 camera that also doubles as a regular GoPro style action camera. What makes this camera unique is the fact that it's an all-in-one. You can switch between those 2 modes just by tapping a little digital button on the screen. By tapping that button, you instantly go into 360 mode, which lets you use both of the lenses to capture everything around you, and then you reframe the content after the fact, or you tap the button and you can use either of the screens, making the camera work just like a regular GoPro would. Which makes the GoPro Max an easy to use camera with a ton of options in an easy to use package. While reframing your 360 content, you can zoom out so far in a way that you just cannot do with any kind of regular action camera on a pole. So being able to switch back and forth from single lens mode to 360 mode really opens up some really artistic and creative things that you can do with this style camera. Now moving on to the Skydio 2. This brings the camera into the air and opens up all new options for filming yourself no matter what the activity. Using a drone for action type stuff to track yourself as you're out and about doing whatever it is you're doing opens up a new possibility for new shots that you just can't get even on the 360 side of the GoPro Max. But now you have to carry this around with you while you're out doing your activity. It doesn't just fold up and fit in a pocket like you could with the GoPro Max by taking it off of the pole. This drone for action sports has been a game changer, and I love this thing so much. It's so much fun, and I can't wait until Skydio realizes the fun that you can actually have flying this manually too, with a controller that's not a piece of crap. Fingers crossed that that does happen at least on the Skydio 3 if they don't still release one for the Skydio 2. The Skydio 2 does a great job tracking you, especially if it's something that's more straight, like motocross, a car, a bicycle, a skateboard. But once you start getting into something like a snowboard or even skis, it's a different world. There are different modes for tracking with this drone. Some work better than others for snowboarding and skiing, but they all work great for those straight line following activities that I was talking about earlier. The problem with snowboarding and skiing is that when you're coming downhill, you're going side to side, and the Skydio tends to want to try to follow you, and then when you change direction suddenly, sometimes it loses you completely. Now there is a fixed track mode, which works again great in the skateboarding as well as other things that are going straight, and it does help with the Skydio too when you're doing snowboarding and skiing. It's not perfect, and it can still seem to want to go and change directions on you, while you're doing that fast back and forth, but it does work better than the regular tracking mode when you're doing those kind of activities. Although on paper this thing seems like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, it still has its issues. It still sometimes loses you. You still sometimes get the props in a shot if it's cutting back and forth too quick, and it still sometimes can randomly get stuck behind trees. And depending on the activity you're doing, it can be a royal pain in the ass to stop, deglove, try to figure out how to fly it with the beacon, and get it back to a spot where it can come to you and pick you back up again. Now, if you're by yourself, it's not quite as big of a pain in the ass, but when you're out with a few guys and they have to wait for you as you get this thing unstuck behind trees or get it back locked in on you or whoever you're following, that can be a royal pain in the ass. Last but not least, let's talk about the DJI FPV drone, or in fact, any FPV drone at all. As you've seen in this video, the shots you can get tracking someone are absolutely sick with an FPV drone. However, this guy is going to be the hardest thing to use, especially if you're just by yourself. There's a lot more work involved with an FPV drone to track yourself doing an activity. You now have to include someone else to be part of the filming process, and not only do they have to be part of the filming process, they have to be really good at flying something like this. This is not like just flying a regular drone trying to follow someone. To get the shots like you saw in this, you have to be good. And that's because it's not only hard to track somebody in an FPV mode or full acro with an FPV drone, you have to be good enough to get close and not hit them with the drone or crash the drone into whatever activity or ground or objects that are around while you're trying to track them, because there are no sensors and nothing to protect this from hitting anything except for the pilot itself. And as my buddy Ken found out, it's a lot harder to fly in snow than most people would give you credit for. It's very difficult to judge depth perception when everything's blanketed white.
It's very difficult because everything's white and it's so bright. It's very bright. It's like you're absolutely blinded by the snow. I never experienced anything like this before, ever.
So to break it down for ease of use, the GoPro Max wins hands down. If you're going out by yourself and you're just trying to get some activity footage and you want to be creative and get some cool stuff, you want the easiest thing to use all day long, I would suggest get the GoPro Max, dabble with it in single lens mode, dabble with it in 360 mode, and then go watch videos like this to be able to create some unique views that you just can't get without a 360 camera. I think the Skydio 2 would be the second choice if you're trying to film yourself, because you can learn to use it with the beacon, which is sort of a pointing wand technique, which I've shown you how to use in this video. And although there are some hangups, opens up a lot of cool options, it's still pretty easy to use overall. Now, for the most unique and enticing perspective is the DJI FPV, or just an FPV drone in general. It is so much harder to get someone that not only can fly it, but then to meet up with your time schedule, to plan it all out and make it happen so that you get cool shots like what we showed you here in this video. I do think it's sort of a personal preference. It's an artistic eye on which one actually looks like the one that would work best for you and your activities. So I do hope that by showing all these different clips has helped you guys go, hey, what actually would work for me for what I need to do. If you found this video or any of my other videos on the channel helpful, remember that you can help support the channel by going down in the description, clicking the World of Oz Etsy store, picking up your own custom World of Oz merch, and send me a picture of you using it, whether it be sticker, shirt, whatever, at this email below, and I will include you in an upcoming video. And with that, let's get back to the mountain. We're at 12,000 feet. And we're about to make an altitude video, so make sure if you haven't already subscribed to the channel and you want to see more fun, crazy stuff of Dobo and I's adventures, hit the bell icon so you don't miss it when I upload it. And if you haven't already subscribed to his channel, please go over there to the original Dobo and hit that subscribe button and click the little bell icon so you don't miss his stuff either.
My lips are so chapped.
We don't have a signal worth of crap here, so I should have probably figured out how to get to that road down there. The auto one, where's it at? Right there?
It's right here.
Jumped and killed themselves or what?
Where's the map? Where's the map? Where's the map?
Crazy, huh? No, that's stupid. I'm gonna pause and put it in. This is the kind of shit you guys don't see. It's at the end of the video. If you make it to the end of the video, this is the kind of shit you get to see.